Test Availability Exceptions, brought to you by WSU Tech ITAS. To adjust test or quiz settings for a single student in Blackboard, find the test you need to adjust the settings for. In this instance, we will find Module 1 test by looking under Course Content and Module 1. To access the test settings, select the gray chevron next to the name of the test and choose Edit the Test Options from the drop-down menu. Do not choose Edit the Test, as that's how you change the actual test questions, not the settings. On the Test Options page, scroll down to the section called Test Availability Exceptions. To adjust the settings for a single student, select the Add User or Group button. Then select one or more individual users by selecting the box next to the users' names. If you use groups in your course, you can also select a group or groups in the same way. When you have marked everyone you need, select the Submit button. You will now see each user or group selected, as well as a variety of settings that can be changed. The settings for the individual student shown here will default to the settings you've already chosen for the test, but now you can change those for each user or group. First, you can change the number of attempts to increase or decrease attempts by selecting the drop-down menu under the Attempts heading and entering the number of attempts in the box next to that drop-down menu. Next, you can change the time settings, adjusting how much time the user has and whether the test will auto-submit or not by using the checkboxes under the Timer heading and entering the timer minutes in the number box. It's important to note here that the timer will only be available as an exception if you have timer settings already selected in the Test Availability section above. You can also change the availability of the exam for the student by selecting the calendar icon under the Availability heading. Here you can change what date the test displays after and until. So if your student needed to take a test late, you could set the test to reopen at a specific date and time, and then to close again after the window you previously discussed. Finally, you can delete any user or group from the Test Availability Exceptions area by selecting the X or Delete icon in their row and selecting OK on the dialog box that appears. To save your changes, select the Submit button at the bottom of the screen. Your settings have now been changed, but you can always go in and edit or delete them using this same process. If you have further questions about utilizing test availability exceptions in your course, email itas@wsutech.edu to speak to an instructional designer. Written and produced by Crystal Eiseminger, WSU Tech ITAS. Creative Commons License BY.